Material for the fixed hook support: 1 inch 12L14 cold finished hex stock. Finished part length 2 1/4 inches. Okay. Your stock should be about 2 1/2. Gives you a little bit of extra, which I'll explain why in a minute. So check, make sure. It should be about 2.5 inches. Okay. Now this part here, we're only going to do 1/2. The other half will be done on the CNC. So I put it in right about halfway into the chuck. Okay, you don't need it hanging out any farther than that, but any less than that, and you may run out of room and have to pull it out. And this part here, very important. Once you start, don't take it out until it's finished. And make sure that the chuck is good and tight. Okay, there is a nice pictorial instruction sheet for this one as well. Now, first thing we need to figure out is our RPM. Okay, 4 times the cutting speed divided by the diameter. Cutting speed for mild steel, if you had a high-speed steel tool, would be about 100 surface feet per minute. But we have a carbide tool, so 200 surface feet. So 4 times 200 is 800, divided by the diameter. It's the diameter of what's rotating. Okay, so this is what's, or actually, if you were drilling a hole, it'd be the diameter of the drill, but we're going to cut the outside of this, so it'd be the outside diameter. The flat to flat distance is 1 inch. So 800 over 1, 800 RPM. So turn on the lathe motor, bring the RPM down to 800. Now, the first thing you want to do, this part has been cut with a saw. The end is very rough and irregular. You want to machine the end so it's nice and smooth. If you haven't already checked it, the tool height should be at the center line of the material. Well, this part's not round, so you can't put the ruler in there like you did on the drum spacer. What you can do is you can level the top flat part of the stock and then see, is the tool about the same height as the points near it on the hex? It is. Okay? And then we'll make a facing cut and look for the little nub. Okay, so we're going to come in here and just take off just a little bit of material, corner up the end. You want to always try to take the minimum amount off that you can on a facing cut so you don't lose a lot of material. Okay, so we have now faced our part. Now it's nice and smooth and square. We don't need to measure anything yet. But there's 2 ways that you can proceed with this part. Okay? We've got 2 things we're going to machine. We're going to machine this threaded stud, 0.435 plus 0 minus 2 thousandths diameter. And we need to machine this round shoulder next to it, which is actually dimensioned over on the other side, 1 inch plus or minus 10 thousandths. Now, should we cut the stud first or the 1 inch diameter first? Well, if you think about this, the 1 inch diameter has a much wider tolerance, okay? 10 times as much. It's got a total tolerance of 20 thousandths plus or minus 10 thousandths, while this one only has 2 thousandths total. So it kind of makes sense to machine the wide tolerance first. However, it's way over here and we're out here at the end of our part. However, you can just go ahead and machine the 1 inch diameter clear from here all the way over. The other good thing about doing that is if you make a mistake, and let's say you go, minus 20 on this dimension, or minus 30, you cut it 980 or 0.970. All you have to do is move over 1/8 of an inch, cut a new one, and then face off 1/8 of an inch of the part at the end, and you've repaired the part. You can actually do that twice. That's why I give you 2.5 inches of material instead of only 2 1/4. So you can make that mistake twice and still not throw the part away. If you cut the stud first and you go under, there's not enough extra material to cut a new stud. You have to throw the part in the scrap, and it's $1 an inch, so we want to try to avoid that. So what I'll do is I'll come over here, I'm going to take my ruler, length of the part from the end all the way over to the left side of the 1 inch diameter would be 11/16. That's the end. That's the length of the stud, plus 1/8 of an inch. That's the length of the 1 inch diameter. Okay, so 11/16 plus 1/8 or 2/16 would be 13/16. Well, your little scale, it doesn't have 16, but it does have 30 seconds. So 13/16 would be 26 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tool